In the lead up to the release of Absolute Batman number 5, writer Scott Snyder put out a message on social media asking readers that got early access to the comic not to spoil it. He then went on to spoil the comic while at a panel at MegaCon Orlando a few days before the comic came out, and a bunch of websites reported on it. Cool. I was going to try and skirt around what actually happens in this issue and be vague about it, but with that revelation in mind, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about what happens in the issue. So consider that your spoiler warning. Henceforth, lots of spoilers. Still here? Okay, so issue 5 picks up where issue 3 left off. You'll remember from last time that the 4th issue was a flashback issue to Bruce's early days developing the Batman concept. While I quite liked his point about the adaptability of bats and why they were an inspiration to him after the life-changing event of his father's murder during the mass shooting at Gotham Zoo, I completely agree with those that said it felt a bit laboured. And this issue continues with the heavy-handed messaging, but I still enjoy it. In this case, it's Batman's dramatic refusal of Black Mask's deal. He withdraws the $200 million, puts it into a stack resembling his bat symbol, and burns it in the fire that is lit every year to commemorate the victims of the massacre at the zoo. Note that the lighting of the torch was cancelled this year due to all of the party animals' acts of violence, so Batman defiantly lighting the signal using Black Mask's own money as fuel is quite symbolic. And I feel like the general message from this issue is that the Absolute Universe is very different to its mainline counterpart, and that things will rarely go as you might expect them to. To really drum home the point that Snyder is making, Batman says to Black Mask, "I don't need cars or planes or computers. I don't need anything you have. All I need is Batman," as he dramatically burns the money. One of the things I really like about this scene is how it evokes memories of Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight. He receives his payment from the mob, half of everything they have, and he sets it alight before killing the gang leaders and essentially taking over. This was a nice symbolic scene, showing how the more traditional criminals of Gotham were being replaced by the more colourful rogues that we know from the comic books, who were not necessarily motivated by a desire for money. But here, it's the absolute Batman who rejects Black Mask and his money-driven ideology. Note that Sionis' party animals are all people that have been paid to cause trouble, with bounties fed directly into the black skull masks they wear. In this issue, we see that the party animals were being offered money to stand back and let Batman through. Batman stands firm in defiance and faces Black Mask and his party animals directly. And he loses. If this were a mainline Batman comic, Batman would likely have thought of a dozen different contingency plans to counteract Black Mask. Sure, he probably wouldn't have got out of the encounter unscathed, but ultimately he would have won. Absolute Batman tries his best, of course. He doesn't just charge in there blind, he has his backup plans. But his contingencies just aren't enough for Black Mask, who doesn't behave as expected. Firstly, he has his snipers murder the party animals that were on the rooftops with them. They were, after all, just grunts getting in the way of him delivering his message to Batman. Batman clearly assumed that he wouldn't win the fight, but he believes that knowledge and truth are how you defeat shadowy figures like Black Mask. He wore a camera that live-streamed what he was seeing directly to the press, revealing Black Mask to be the orchestrator of Gotham's woes. For an ordinary person, that would be enough to destroy them, but this version of Black Mask is not an ordinary person. He lives in a universe infused with the evil energies of Darkseid, don't forget. Instead, Black Mask revels in the spotlight. From his perspective, nothing has really changed. He still has his money, and knows that if he throws it around, he can still get what he wants. He likens Gotham City to the pig farm he worked on in his youth, where he was responsible for slaughtering the pigs. Most pigs tensed up, and the nail went through their skull. But some pigs would relax and experience a euphoric spasm from the nail piercing their pleasure centres. In Black Mask's eyes, Gotham is the pig farm. He is still the executioner, and the citizens are the pigs. They're all going to die anyway. The planet is doomed, and we all know this. So why don't we just relax and enjoy the little time we have left, he argues. This is a really nihilistic point of view, one that I like to think that most sane and rational people would reject. It's perfectly normal to have a reaction to disappointment and setbacks, but you don't bend and break when the world pushes you. You stand firm and push back if necessary. But again, this is Darkseid's universe, where everything leans towards the cruel and the unjust. And we see some citizens taking Black Mask up on his offer of a share of hundreds of millions of dollars to anyone that takes part in his rampage. It's interesting to note that the care packages that Black Mask drops off on every street corner contain different animal masks. We see a fox, a bull, a vulture. So close to being the terrible trio, but not quite. And it's the anonymity of the masks that gives the people the confidence to act beastly. And I suppose that is also true of Black Mask and Batman in a way. While the imagery isn't at all subtle, I still like the symbolism of the burning money in the shape of the Bat logo, gradually burning away into nothing as Batman's failure to defeat Black Mask becomes more apparent. Instead of inspiring the people of Gotham to rise up against Black Mask, all he's done is blow the lid off the whole conspiracy and encourage more people to take part. Batman is beaten, stabbed, set on fire, and knocked off of a skyscraper roof by Black Mask and his henchmen, and then gets shot at by the police, which makes it very clear that he can't win this fight by playing fair. I've likely given the impression that this issue is all grim, dark and nasty, and to be fair, a lot of it is, but there is also humour to be found. You may recall from the first issue that Batman sliced off the dominant hand of a party animal who boasted about killing innocent people with his cleaver. Well, he turns up again, it looks like he didn't make it to the hospital in time to have his hand reattached, and now he wants revenge. Unfortunately for him, he's woefully outmatched and Batman humbles him once again. I genuinely laughed at the panels where he begs his fellow party animals to get him away from Batman after Batman impales him on spikes that pop out of his suit. I also enjoyed how Batman just ragdolled him around before knocking him out. I wonder if we'll see that guy again or if he's finally learned his lesson. While Batman is clearly in the minority, most of Gotham is against him, he does have one potential ally, Barbara Gordon. Remember in the first issue, Batman saved Barbara and her father from the party animals' attack on City Hall. Now she returns the favour. She's the first officer to corner Batman, she even hits him with her car, but when the moment comes to arrest him, she can't bring herself to shoot, allowing him to escape. So there's a glimmer of hope that not everyone in Gotham is lost. Absolute Batman number 5 is available now from all good comic shops. If you're based in the UK and don't have a comic shop near you, then you might want to use my affiliate link with the UK's largest comic book retailer, Forbidden Planet. I have included a link in this video's description. Alternatively, if the idea of hoarding a collection of comic books fills you with dread, I'm getting perilously close to filling up our storage unit, you may want to try getting a digital copy of the issue from Amazon. I also have a global affiliate link which you could use to help my channel out. I've included my Amazon affiliate link in the info button in the top right corner, as well as the video's description. To those that have read this issue, what did you think? Is this truly the end of Batman and Alfred's working relationship? Will the people of Gotham start their own purge to make way for Arc M? Will Roman Sionis get his comeuppance? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And just before I wrap up, special thanks to all of my current channel members who help make these videos possible. Their names are listed on screen right now. Next time, I'll be back on Friday for my Valentine's Day special, and I've gathered a group of DCAU experts and enthusiasts to talk about who Batman's true love is. Then on Monday, I'm going back to the results of my first Beware the Batman villain poll to talk about the character that came in second place. We're going to be talking about the devilish Professor Pig and how the show adapted this deranged monster for a child audience. Hope to see you then.